Good morning, my name's Christine and this is my thought for the day. I wanted to share with you something that I have been reading lately. This has formed my kind of bedtime reading. It's called Emmanuel Parish Church Northwood, and it's the first 100-year history of the life of Emmanuel Church. Many of you will know it, and I'm sure many of you have read it. And I thought as I began here as curate, it would be really important for me to understand a little bit of the history of this place, to understand the story of Emmanuel Church. So I read this and I don't know what I was expecting really to find, but what I did find was a story of a church that was rooted in service to the community. A church that cared for the poor, that supported overseas mission, a church that was deeply and proudly evangelical, a church celebrating the ministry of all believers, a church that was really for women and for children and for young people, and a church that received as curate one of the first women to be ordained at St. Paul's Cathedral. And I was so excited about everything that I found about Emmanuel in this book. But as I contemplated Emmanuel's story and my role in Emmanuel's story, three fascinating things jumped out at me at this book. One was that I am not the first Australian to minister here at Emmanuel. The second one, I'm not the first female curate to minister here at Emmanuel. And thirdly, I'm not even the first Christine Britain to minister here at Emmanuel. And I found that really, really interesting because that challenged my need for significance. And often we think, if I'm going to play the role that I play in a story needs to be, it needs to be significant. I need to be the first, or I need to be the loudest, or I need to be the best, and there needs to be something unique about the contribution that I'm going to make. And as I discovered that even my name is not unique to Emmanuel's history and to Emmanuel's story, I said, God, what are you saying to me? What is it that you need me to see or you want me to learn through this? And I felt like God take me to Matthew 6, verse 6, and it says this: "But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." And as I thought about this verse, I thought, there's some people that are named in this book, but there are hundreds and hundreds of people who have contributed significant things to Emmanuel's history and to Emmanuel's story, whose names aren't in this book. And they're unseen and unacknowledged. And yet, when we think about, are they unseen? Are they unacknowledged? Well, they may be by us, they may be in the world, but absolutely not by God. Because that verse assures us that God sees what is done in secret. And it made me rethink my understanding of significance. Because significance is not necessarily that people know your name or that it appears in a book of the history of the life of a place. But significance to God is something beautiful and something unique. And he sees what is done in secret. And he sees the prayers that we make. And he sees the tears that we cry. And he sees everything we do for others. And he is so proud and so blessed by all that we offer to him. And I just want to finish by sharing a poem which talks a little bit about this idea of significance. And I love this poem and I find it really challenging. And I want to end with this. It's by Donna Markova. "I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that that which came to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit." Have a great day.